mutations and mutilations. You're listening to Otherworldly Culture presents Dead On Movie Reviews. Tonight, we will present horror movie reviews and lively debate here on otherworldlyculture.com and on Future Select Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join our live chat at that time by clicking on the live shows link on the otherworldlyculture.com website. I can't believe you just knocked over your camera. Unbelievable. I'm going to give him a little time to fix that. I'm your host, Tim Kretschmann, coming to you from the land of lakes and landfills, beautiful and smelly Muskego, Wisconsin. It's my honor to introduce the faculty of Fear panel presenting tonight's lectures. Hello, everybody. Here we go. Oh, nice. You got it all framed and everything. Okay, time to introduce our team. We start with Adam Holtzapfel. He's back from the Diz, and he's going to take a whiz on a new movie tonight. And as usual, he exhaustively searched every nook, every cranny, every dark corner of the internet by clicking on a single button marked Shutter. Actually, that's not true tonight. So here he is. Here's the Taco King. Here's Adam. How are you doing, Adam?
How are you?
We're doing great over here. We're in beautiful Muskego, Wisconsin, where it is a balmy 1 degree outside right now. So that's great. Also, here in the studio with me, we have Jeff Miller. He's the only man Tom Savini doesn't know.
That's right.
And that's a good thing. You know him as the ump on Dead on the Bases. Here's Jeff.
Hey, everybody. Horror Realm coming up in March. We'll be there.
He's already pimping. All right.
Gotta do
Way
it
to
for
go.
Rich. You love Rich. You got to do it for Rich.
Yeah, and I know that Sandy is happy to see you doing that
hey,
as
Sandy.
well. She's in the chat room. My mother's now in the chat room, so you can't. Yeah, I know what's going to happen right now. The meat is on the way, ladies and gentlemen. He's America's little sweetheart, the killer clown of getting down, the speedy freak that loves to speak and streak. He is smoking a stogie and eating a hoagie. He's stalking the small in the wild and pulling down the burlesque with a quest. He is the only and the lonely Rich Dalzatto. How you doing, Rich?
Hey, Rich.
Hello. Good evening to you.
All right, so everybody, keep your ass in your seat, sharpen your pencil, and let's get unruly with the Faculty of Fear. We didn't even talk about what order we were going to do these tonight. So, Adam, I know you always come ready. We're going to start with you tonight.
That's what she said.
What? Already? You already did your first.
I know. I should just.
You should wait
I should save
like
those
a
for
minute.
Thursdays. I'll save those for Thursdays. But that's what she said.
All right. Poor Adam.
Sorry.
Let's see if it actually. Oh, it did go. Good. All right, Adam, what is the movie that you have this week?
I watched Resident Evil Raccoon City or Return to Raccoon City or something along those lines. So I'm not familiar with Resident Evil. I never played the video games. Haven't seen any of the previous films. But the way I took this is it's a reboot on the franchise. And from my understanding, it's more faithful to the games.
Okay.
That started in 1996, I believe, is when they came out. This is currently streaming on Amazon Prime for $20, I believe.
Yep.
It
$20
stars,
American.
Holy cow.
Yeah, $20 American. Yep.
Yep.
So what
It
you do
stars-
is you get a bunch of friends over and then you split it. That's how you do that.
Like a pay-per-view fight or something.
Right.
Like a UFC
Yeah.
fight.
This is like a pay-per-view fight. Yeah.
So wait, are you telling me that this is made because of a video game they made this movie?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the movie is a video game? Or no?
No, there was a video game and it was a
Right.
huge hit.
They're
Okay.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Adam.
changed the whole horror game thing back in '96 when it came out. So it's a groundbreaking game series. I believe there's 7 movies prior to this one.
Yeah.
So what came first in, the movie or the game?
The game came first.
Holy balls, and they made 7 movies from this game?
Yeah, well,
Wow.
there's been sequels to the game as well.
Wow.
And the game was probably one of the first video games where people said that was actually scary when they were playing it. Because in the past, there's been horror themes to games, but it's been like, oh, it's Frankenstein Dracula, and they're doing a band, and you know, it was kind of campy. This was one that really tried to scare you, actually.
Well,
Is that accurate, Adam? Am I getting that right?
Yeah, that's my understanding. I also believe it brought zombies back to pop culture because, you know, they utilized zombies in the game at a time where they'd kind of died off. So
do you think this was like the precursor to like The Walking Dead in it? Do you think that like spurned like this brought back zombies in general to movies and shows?
yeah, in general, it brought zombies back to movies.
Okay.
Well,
Because
back
they were dead.
to horror in general, because at the time the game came out, you really didn't see many zombie-themed anything.
right.
So,
Yeah,
So-
weren't these the ones that, what's her name was in? What the heck is her name?
yeah, Mila Jovovich.
Jovovich. Yeah, she was in all those.
I know her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one stars Kaya Scodelario. Many fans will recognize her from Crawl that came out a few years ago. Has a well-rounded cast. What I gathered from watching it with Mike, Michelle, and a couple other people is that this is very geared towards fans of the games. You had some fan service with the Claire and Chris Redfield characters, Jill Valentine, Wesker, and Leon Kennedy. It kind of felt for the runtime, I believe it's close to an hour and a half, an hour and 47 minutes.
Okay.
That they were throwing a lot at you. So if you weren't familiar with the games, you may have trouble kind of picking up on stuff. Had good effects as well acted. That I kind of feel that this movie's either going to go 2 directions. It's either going to continue a franchise, or it could be a one and done film just geared towards the fans. So it kind of leaves a lot open in that aspect, that you don't know if you're actually getting more of a series or if it's one and done.
So Adam, let me ask you real quick. You know, what is this? This is going to come up here again in this. Does he see what's popping up here?
Yeah. He's
What's that thing right there? A brain with teeth. What is that all about? Is that like the main
That's
monster
like me.
character?
I'm a brain.
No, I believe that's one of what they refer to as a liquor,
A what?
which is
A liquor?
Yeah, candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker.
Poker in the front, liquor in the rear? Is that what we're talking about?
That's what we're talking about.
All right. But no,
So-
but seriously, is that like the main like bad guy right there?
No, that's not the main bad guy. That's kind of just a more annoying bad guy than a main boss type deal.
Then why was it named that and not Miller?
Okay, anyways. So back but Adam, another quick question. So it says, "Welcome to Raccoon City." Now, when I watch a movie, which I won't watch this one just because it's me.
Yeah, it's
but
scary.
Does the city, like resemble anything? Is it supposed to be like a Los Angeles or a Chicago or like some small town in Montana?
Wait, you've never heard of Raccoon City?
No, is it a real place?
Yeah.
Adam? Adam?
what Tim said, so I'm just going to say yes and agree with him.
No,
Right,
Tim
that
said
is
that
correct.
Tim said Raccoon City is a real place.
It's a real place.
As far as I know, it's not, but Tim is quite the world traveler.
That's right.
And he may have spent a few nights there.
It's in Wyoming. It's in Wyoming. Okay, I got him busy, Adam. Go ahead.
So, yeah, you kind of get a glimpse of what made the game. Like, there's the dogs that people hated in the game, there's liquors, there's, kind of a final boss battle. Overall, I thought was well done. You don't have to be a fan of the game or the previous movies to enjoy this. So that kind of had a nice effect for me.
Is it just scary, or is it just violent, or is it a mix?
I'd say it's a mix.
Okay, so they were able to generate some suspense in the movie. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I thought it was a good mix of action and horror. So, yeah.
So Raccoon City, I looked it up. It's a fictional city in western Pennsylvania. So there you go.
It doesn't say fictional.
It does, and I read it to myself.
Yeah. I don't believe you. You have no proof. It is in Wyoming. It's where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. That's awesome. All right. What? What are you? Why are you annoying Adam? No, stop annoying Adam. Okay, Adam, is it time for grading yet?
Yeah, and I'm going to give 2 grades based on, because depending on what happens with this, if it's a one and done film, I'd give it a B-, because it felt like there's a lot there, but they could have extended the runtime and added more. Okay. If it's a precursor to a new series of films, I'd give it an A, because it's a good starting point.
A good starting point, and they got plenty in there that they can build off of, right? Is
that
what I'm hearing? Okay.
I think they're still making games, so, there's almost 30 years worth of material there they could build off of.
Okay. All right. Well, fantastic. Adam, thank you so much.
Thank you, Adam.
We are going to move to, I think, Jeff, just to calm him down. So we're going to move things over to Jeff. Jeff, what have you been? That's you.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
you're Jeff.
Yeah.
Just so you remember.
Jeff Miller, but this is for.
Sometimes he goes by Killer
Richard
Miller.
Sandy, Horror Realm, March. Is it 3rd?
6th through 9th.
6th through the 9th. Oh, 6th through the 9th.
No. What is it?
4th through 6th.
4th through the 6th, like I said.
Look at that. There we go. All right. So there we go. So on to my movie. So the movie I have, Scream 5. Now, I'm not even going to bury the lead on this. I enjoyed this movie. This movie was awesome. Now, see, this is new for me because usually I talk about movies that are like 20 years old, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I can okay, I get you. All right. And that I can, like, give away some of the plot lines and all that. Well, I can do a little bit here, but I'm not going to give anything away. I'm going to tell you right now, this movie, if you like Scream, you'll like this. Because it's like the first Scream in a way. And that's what I liked about it, because it was like the first one. And by the way, I saw this with Tim. We went to the movie theater. We spent $15 a piece.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
It was ridiculous.
No, it was worth it. That was worth the $15. There's some.
Well, you just had the movie for $15. I also had this wonderful sideshow going on next to me. There was no
sideshow.
There was I thought I was in a dance hall at one point. There was so much movement in the seat next to me.
Here's the deal, Rich, Adam, everybody out there in podcast land. So maybe for the seasoned horror people, yeah, you watch this movie, you're like, but there are some jumps in this movie. There are some jumps. Jumps.
Okay, let me ask the panel of horror experts.
Oh, experts.
Yeah.
Okay. That excludes me.
One character is seen popping pills. Quickly, going around the horn, what type of pills do you think they were taking? It's a character in a horror movie. They're popping pills. What type of pills are they taking? Rich, what do you think?
I don't fucking know.
Let me give you the one hint we had in the movie before that happens. She looks in the rear view mirror of her car and she sees a ghost. Like the actual dead person.
I'm apparently not enough of a drug addict to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Adam, do you have any idea?
I'm going to say anti-anxiety pills.
Okay. They were antipsychotic pills. And as soon as I saw them, I'm like, those are antipsychotic pills. And Jeff is like, how do you know that? How do you know that? I'm like, that's usually the types of pills that they take in these movies when they see a dead body or a dead, apparition. Because they're nuts.
In the very next scene, then, they said those are the type of pills she was taking.
Yeah.
So I was impressed. So, all right, back to the movie. So back to this movie, which
back
is
to the
a
movie,
lot like...
but no spoilers.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I can tell you this. The opening scene is similar to the opening scene of Scream. And for me, if you guys have watched Dead on the Bases, anybody's listening or whatever, watch Dead on the Bases, and these slasher movies, I actually really like slasher movies. I don't even know why, but I do. They like Happy Death Day and a couple other ones we had already, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I do like those, but I don't consider like Halloween or Friday the 13th slasher movies.
You have
this is a little
not allowed me to give you any Halloween.
Well, I did have Halloween.
I sneaked one in there.
But listen though, here's another thing, guys. That a cool thing about Scream 2, Scream as well, Scream, that freaking ghost guy, he or she or whoever's doing it is like, they're very susceptible to getting like knocked over in that. I think it's awesome that you can actually knock the horror guy over and kind of get away a little bit or whatever.
He isn't indestructible like some of the other slashers.
Right, exactly. So I mean, there's a scene where they throw like a hospital, like those things when you walk around in the hospital, you got a bag hanging from it or whatever. They push it into him and it knocks him over. I'm like, it's kind of cool that you can sort of defeat the Scream guy before you defeat him or whatever. So that's pretty cool.
Ghostface is not even as insusceptible to physical harm as Joe Pesci in Home Alone.
Well, no, that's true, but that wasn't a horror movie.
Wow.
But anyways, okay, so back to this movie. So this movie, there's a lot of twists and turns. You're gonna think and they did a great job with this. They really, if they end the Scream series on this, they bookended it perfect with Scream 1 and Scream 5. They put the novels in between them and they said, here's where you start, here's where you end. It was a really good movie. I'd hate to see them bring out another one and try to do anything. So a little bit more before I give you my review, because you're going to ask for that soon. Or you're not, or maybe you're not. But anyways, so, Jack Quaid. Okay, Jack Quaid is in this movie. Jack Quaid, so we're sitting there and I'm like, I see the credits.
Who is this guy?
I'm like, Jack Quaid.
Every 5 seconds, I know.
I'm like, I bet this has got something to do with the Dennis Quaids and all that. Yes, his parents are Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan, and his uncle is Randy Quaid. I called that.
You did. He did say, I bet that's, I bet he's related. I said, I thought that was too common a name. But
Quaid?
There you go.
Are you high? No.
I know a lot of Quaids.
No, Quaid.
Quaid Lude?
Lude Quaid. No, Quaid. Oh, Quaid Lude.
There you go.
So, David Arquette makes an appearance in here as Dewey Riley comes back. We know that Courtney Cox comes back in here. Neve Campbell, she makes an appearance. It's again, really well put together. Yeah. Adam and Rich, do you have any questions?
Yes, Neve Campbell is very well put together. So
do you have any questions about it at all for me?
I do not.
I don't.
Okay.
All right,
well,
then it's
the
great.
reason why I asked, because I didn't really want to give away anything.
It is, it is hard. Let's talk about this a moment. It's hard with the Scream movies because they are whodunits, and you don't want to
I know,
get
exactly.
into that territory.
It was so good,
But
though.
they spend a lot of time, like they did on the first movie,
Yep.
kind of deconstructing what worked with the first movie, where the first movie kind of deconstructs
Horror movie.
slashers.
Yes.
This one deconstructed the rest of the Scream franchise, including kind of ripping into Scream 4 pretty good.
Yeah, yes.
Which I think was well deserved. I know that Scream isn't a favorite of a lot of horror fans that are deep horror fans, don't really get into
That's
the
why I
Scream
like it.
stuff. That's what she said. But
Weak.
well, deep into anyway.
Oh, I thought you were from my side. But
No, yeah,
Um,
but this I'll tell you my personal opinion before you give your grade. I would put this as the best of the sequels
Yes.
that they've made to Scream.
Look at this. I know what the hell I'm talking about now.
Yeah,
Well, but on a slash movie, and again, he said that they kind of break down the other Screams, and they use
Yeah.
Stab to do it because, of course, Stab.
Stab is the Scream movie within the Scream movies. For
Yeah.
those that forgot,
There's some
Yeah.
good product placement.
Okay.
I almost got Pizza
I
Hut
do
last
have
night
a
doing
question for you, Jeff.
For me, yes.
Yeah, you've
Yes.
seen all these movies.
Which
But all the Scream
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
You did tell me that beforehand.
I lied.
And okay,
No, I didn't. Go ahead.
okay. But when did you watch them? When they first came out, or recently, or
No. I've watched them after they come out. This is the first horror movie I actually sat in a theater and watched. These
That's
other
because he's usually asked to leave. Let me tell you.
Okay, no.
He was okay. I'm gonna tell you when you
What?
go to see a movie like this. Let me put it on this screen. When you go to see a movie like this
Yep.
at a movie theater,
Yep.
and you're sitting next to the Jeffrey Miller, a sports fan, he believes in cheering. There is cheering that goes on. There is yelling at dumb characters. There is kind of trying to put English on the knife. I'm like, stab him in the heart. And he's like, get out of the way. I thought he was being stabbed at one point, which he actually believed because he was first going to see it on a Saturday. And I told him, oh, it's stabbing Saturday. You don't want to go on Saturday because they'll stab you. They stab somebody in every audience. So he said, okay, no, I'll go on Monday.
Well, no, they could do some sort of thing where they come out and they pretend to stab you. I don't want to go through that trauma.
No, I think they would actually stab you.
No, they wouldn't.
Jeff.
But listen,
You made
know
a
what?
lot of noise.
So I did not. There's no way. Anyways, so
Woke up one of the guys in the
I've seen
road
I've seen all these Scream movies, but I always saw them at my house either on VHS.
where you were safe and sound, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The only other movie that I was trying to think about this, and real quick, guys, and I'll let you get.
No, keep going.
Okay, well, no, the only other movie that I tried to watch at a theater was A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I actually left in that movie. I started watching it and I got up and I couldn't.
Too intense, that one?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so this is the very first one I've ever watched. So I saw it with you, Tim. Look at that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so report card. I mean, I came out of the box. I didn't bury the lead. I'm gonna give this an A. I'm gonna give this an A. I think that even if you're a hardcore horror fan or a person like me or whatever, it'll be entertaining. My A is for entertaining.
Okay.
This is a good movie.
You know that entertaining starts with the E.
It
though.
does, but one more quick thing about this movie. So there are some holes in there. I mean, more holes that you can drive a freaking truck through, but on the most part...
Well, that happens when you stick a knife in somebody. You leave a hole.
As far as the movie itself, I really, really enjoyed it. And I think that if you go out and spend the money for it, you'd enjoy it too.
All right. So that's an A from him. You want to guess what my grade would be?
You're going to give it a B.
You think so?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
A minus.
All right.
A minus. I thought it was solid. I would give the original Scream. I do give the original Scream an A.
Oh, yeah.
But the other sequels, particularly that last one, was terrible. I did like 2 a little bit, but I can't remember it that well. All right, so those are the Scream. It's out in movie theaters right now, but I think you can stream it or something.
It's
there's
awful.
some way.
Oh, LOL. Got it. Lithium.
No.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, now we're going to go to Rich. It's your turn, Rich. You're the next contestant on the show. What have you been watching? Do you remember?
Before I tell you what I was watching, can I concede my review time to you so you can tell us more about Jeff at the movie theater?
We actually did have to lay down plastic because we were afraid he was going to pee himself at one point.
That's not even true.
There was one time where he launched, he always wears a baseball hat when he comes here. He threw it at the screen, and one of the characters threw it back. Actually happened.
No, it didn't. But it was intense, and I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm not as callous.
Are you familiar, Rich, with sitting cross-legged on the floor, right? Some people call it Indian style. He was doing that in the recliner for a portion of the film and murmuring to himself, "It's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie." And there was a salty tear going down one cheek. It was great.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Oh, Tim.
Rich, what movie you been watching?
So I watched the 2021 Candyman.
Oh my God!
It's just the new. See, this is what I listened to all through Scream.
Oh my
God. You're kidding me.
There's no way. Look, that's what I'd be like. That guy right there. There's no way I could watch Candy freaking Man. No way, no how.
I like candy. Okay, Rich, go ahead.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna do my best to give some interesting tidbits about this movie without revealing much because it's still relatively new.
It is.
And I think people of the franchise would hopefully want to see this movie. And there are some cool payoffs in it that I would hate to ruin. So I will do my best to give a review to help peak interest.
Hold on, Rich. Do you need a sedative? Are you okay? He's having a hard time even looking at the screenshots. Okay, keep going, Rich.
So, what was cool about the movie, it took us back in time to Cabrini Green, where Candyman took place.
Right.
Back in the 70s, kind of a short opening scene that established the legend of how Candyman had affected that community. Of course, anybody who watched the original knows, but this just kind of built on it and showed that it scarred the community even a little deeper than we learned in the original movie, original movie.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. And then it flashed forward to the present time. And it was really a nice take on what a lot of these inner cities that had housing like Cabrini Green, the gentrification they've gone through. And I mean, they that's what they call it in the film. And you meet the main characters of the movie who are living in beautiful condominiums in the former projects.
Right.
And, there's one main character, Anthony. I mean, he is the main character.
Yeah.
And he's an artist. And essentially what ends up happening is he's been in a rut with his art. So he starts kind of exploring how he can find some new material to inspire him. And it leads him to learning more about the history of Cabrini Green, where they're at. And there's still a little segment of it that's fenced off that hasn't been redone yet, and he explores that. And in doing so, he essentially helps bring Candyman back to the present time where, of course, there's going to be victims. I don't think that's a spoiler telling you that.
No, there's going to be victims, yeah.
Oh.
And and again, I'm going to just
there's going to be victims.
So the what was really good about the movie is one is how they used Candyman and brought him into scenes was it was very similar to what they did back in the day, but because of technology and things of that nature, they were able to use, I think it was even more effective, the use of mirrors and glass and things of that nature.
Oh, okay.
And which you'll see in the movie, and some cool stuff. What also I really enjoyed about it was the fact that they this was definitely a sequel. They used some cutscenes to the Virginia Madsen time,
Yes.
and it plays into this film. Her friend, if you remember, played by Vanessa Williams, or not necessarily friend, but the woman that she talked to and that had the little boy in the original that was going to be put in the fire. You may recall that.
Okay.
At the end, that character returns, played by Vanessa Williams again, and plays a big part in the story of Candyman and how this Anthony kind of opened the door to himself getting involved in the whole Candyman legend. So that's probably enough to say, because again, now anything more is going to start to take away important scenes. But what was nice was how they honored the past movie and made this a sequel. But it was really cool the way they modernized, and I'm assuming Cabrini Green must be like this for them to portray it on screen. So without shoving it down your throat. What's that?
Do you know, Jeff, have you ever been to Cabrini Green down in Chicago?
No.
I think we drove past it by mistake one time, and I remember, gunning it to get the hell out of there.
Why? What's that?
But that was years ago. That's a very rough neighborhood in Chicago. It's a project.
Oh.
But I do remember that Cabrini Green, if you went one block either direction, it was really rich people living in that area.
Okay.
And it made no sense that this epicenter of drug use and violence was very close, relatively speaking, to nice neighborhoods. So it would not surprise me at all that somebody knocked that crap down and redid the whole thing.
Well, and I'm looking online right now, and it really has been gentrified. And what's nice is they get that message across on, what it is like for these neighborhoods to disappear from people with lower income and stuff without shoving it down your throat, but also opening your eyes that a lot of people get displaced that don't have many options. So that was kind of cool to put that in there without making it a big statement.
Okay, so this wasn't attempting to be elevated horror. This was attempting to stay in the Candyman genre.
I found it overall to be just trying to stay in the Candyman genre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Franchise,
so
I mean.
Really that just the portrayal of how they used Candyman, the added history, how it tied into this guy's life, and the throwbacks with having Vanessa Williams' character there, the cutscenes to the Virginia Madsen scenes. I just thought it was a really enjoyable movie. It was a nice return to Candyman after a long time. And, I don't know if there'll be another one. The way it ends, just like you would expect a Candyman movie to end, there could be another one. There may never be another one. It doesn't ruin this story at all.
People didn't really talk about this thing. It's kind of surprising.
No, I think that's partly a COVID effect. It got pushed around with scheduling and stuff. Okay. Yeah, so I thought it was really well done.
Hey, Rich, now just, where I'm coming from with all this horror movie stuff. So from what I remember, the first Candyman, don't they say his name in a mirror and he appears? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Does that happen here?
It does, yes.
Why would someone do that? If you
it
know
can
that
happen
killer...
here.
No,
hold on, everybody.
Don't do it. No, stop. Don't. Tim, what the... No, don't do that. Don't walk out and do that because...
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
All right.
Don't. No, I'm serious.
All right, I'm coming back because he might hurt himself.
So I never saw. So Rich, let me ask you this again. This is coming from someone that maybe is watching this or listening to this podcast that hasn't seen movies like I haven't. So there was the original Candyman and this. So there's just two of them, or are there other ones between there?
No, they had a couple sequels. I don't know how many.
There was 3 Candyman movies total, I believe, prior to this.
Okay, so I don't want to.
Is he still looking young, or did they anti-age him? Because the pictures I found
that was one point I wanted to make at the end.
Okay.
If you saw that Tony Todd was credited in this, and he's and you're like, oh, good, Candyman's gonna be Tony Todd. If you blink, you'll miss him, and it will all make why he is just a small part of being Candyman in the movie. they really build on the legend and how it works
Okay.
and whatnot.
All right. Well, it's time
And
for
to answer Jeff's question without giving away too much,
Thank you.
various reasons that people do it. Some
Okay.
just because they're goofing around and they forgot about, or they don't believe the history, and then others have other reasons that you should watch the movie to find out.
No, thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. And I am.
some do it just to irritate their podcast partner.
Yeah. Okay. Rich, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's hear.
All right. What's that grade on that one, Rich?
You know, I would give this movie an A.
Wow.
Yes.
I am impressed.
It's a good week.
You know, and I'll revisit it, and I might lower the grade someday. I might find some flaws, but I thought it was such a resurrection after the sequels of the original were pretty poor.
Yeah.
This really felt like a good sequel to the original. So it's definitely an A right now in my book, and I'm going to try not to be too critical of it if I watch it again.
Yeah, I think sometimes at first viewing, a lot of times you get kind of swept up and enjoy it the first time, and then you watch it later and you kind of go, I'm not sure. But
Like Jaws.
Shut up.
What?
Shut up.
What do you say?
That just gets better every time you watch it.
What's that?
Jaws.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with
Whatever,
let's go with
baseball boy.
Let's go with Diamond.
All right, we're gonna go, and unfortunately, the hit parade ends here. I watched what I'm loosely gonna call a movie.
Oh no, what's it called?
I watched the movie or video or extended family movie. This is 13 Fanboy. I would call it an all-star cast if any of the cast were stars outside of super fans of Friday the 13th. I would say the only mainstream star that you would know is D. Wallace Stone is the secondary lead to the film. They bring on a new, younger girl to be like the final girl type character. Haley Greenbauer. She's starting to build a resume, but very early in the resume. Who knows if she's going to go on and become something or not, but she's definitely at the beginning of her career. Everybody else in this movie is at the end of their career. We have the director actually is also in the movie, Deborah Voorhees. I believe she was in Friday 5. CJ Graham, or as you know him, Cookie Monster.
Yes.
He's in here. Kane Hodder.
Kane.
Corey Feldman is in here. Lar Park Lincoln.
There's a lot of people.
Judy Aronson. You saw her at Horror Realm?
No, I didn't.
The brunette. Okay.
The one from Sleepaway Camp?
No, not from Sleepaway Camp. The other one. And then Tracy Savage are all in this. And it does feel like everybody on that list, you could go to a horror convention and probably sign them up and
Cool.
get them in your movie. So that's what it kind of felt like. The story does go beyond stunt casting in this way. The story is that the people I just named, with the exception of Corey Feldman, they're playing themselves as actors that have been in the Friday the 13th movies, and some super fan is going around and killing them.
I get it.
Yeah. So now
That's a unique idea.
you would think so. The movie has such confidence in the star power of these folks that are in the movie that every time one of them shows up on the screen, they put down at the bottom, "Hey, this is CJ Graham. He was Jason." And I'm like, well, okay, you hired these guys, but you really didn't have much faith that people would recognize them. They even threw some YouTube horror bloggers like Drum Dums. I don't know. Adam, have you heard of Drum Dums? He does quite a bit of horror news.
I have not.
Okay, he's a guy. He's out there. He's got a decent amount of people that follow him. He has a part in this movie. It just felt like they were trying to get as many like convention and horror friendly folks as they possibly could to put this thing together to try to use that as advertising. I think the movie was made for about $11,000. Which seemed on the high side considering the quality. None of that went to writing the movie. I guarantee you, I'm not sure they wrote it on pieces of paper prior to presenting the film. Let's see. Now, Dee Wallace, she's still very good. She is still a great actress. And she does good work when she's on the screen. Corey Feldman plays a sleazy producer. It's pretty well the role he was born to do. He does a good job with it. Now let's talk about Kane Hodder.
Yes.
Kane, I believe that some of these, deaths that occur, I believe that they hired the actor, put them in somebody's house that they got for the night to film the scene. I don't think any of the murder scenes had 2 days of shooting. I think they were all done. They might have done 2-3 of them in a day. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil it because no one should see this. Kane does, I think, a 6-minute I'm dying speech. It bordered on the ridiculousness of Pee Wee Herman dying in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It just kept going on and on and on. And I believe what happened is Kane Hodder got there and they said, okay, we're going to kill you. Well, how do you want to die? And I think he said, oh, I have a speech I want to do. I think he was trying to prove to people he can act. I think he is still unaware to this day that nobody cares if he can act or not. It was bad. I literally, how when you're watching a really bad movie, you get like phlegm building up in your mouth. It actually dried out. It was so bad. I was like, oh my God, this might be the worst thing I've ever seen. But the movie still went on for about 100 minutes after. That's the other thing. This movie went on and fucking on. It should have been done after an hour. The concept, a cute concept.
Cool, yeah.
But it's like an hour or a 30-minute short film. It isn't anything. And the score of the movie sounded like somebody bought a bunch of sell-through crap off of a website, royalty-free. Kind of like the crap we use for our podcast opening and stuff. Oh, $5. Here you go. Now, I will say the lighting was good, and it was relatively well filmed, but it was edited by, I believe, a blind man. You couldn't see anything that was happening. Now, I expect in a very low-budget thing, that's probably a good thing, but oh my God, it was tough to do. Now, the script, it sounds like fan fiction or wish fulfillment, but the suspense is all about, let's put the two characters that are about to die in the foreground, and we're going to have the bad guy show up behind them. Oh my God. They were making fun of that in the screen we watched.
They were, yeah.
And here they're still using that. And then they had the cops that don't believe the main characters. And the best part is, it's called 13 Fanboy. So which horror franchise is this based on?
Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th,
right? Everybody agree? Friday the 13th? Can somebody tell me how what you're now How is Dee Wallace involved with Friday the 13th? Well, they explained it. She was in the Rob Zombie Halloween movies.
Wait. That's still not.
That's not Friday the 13th.
No.
Now, I got some experts on the line, not you,
No,
Jeff.
I know.
Adam, Rich, can you tell me, is there a connection? Because I was sitting there scratching my head the whole time.
There's not.
Yeah, I don't get it. I think what they did is they said, holy shit, I've got a ton of actors that can do one scene, and even that scene might be a stretch for some of them. I better get some adult supervision in here, and Dee is somebody that's attainable. So they went and they got her based on her connection to Halloween, but how it connected, it really didn't make much sense. And here's my final thing. We're talking about slashers earlier with Scream.
Yep.
And the reason slashers worked in the 80s, in my opinion, is there was some terror. They were kind of scary, but for the most part, they were fun.
Yes.
They were violent fun. You enjoyed saying, hey, that one's going to get it. Oh my God, did he just pick up a curling iron? You know, those sorts of moments that you go, wow, that was over the top. That was terrible. You know what you felt in this movie? When the fuck is it going to end? That's what you thought in this movie. It was not fun. There was no point where you went, oh, or in Scream, when we watched that last night, because I always kind of figure Scream is almost just on the edge of being PG-13.
Yeah.
Not Scream 5, kids.
No.
That one's R. They went hard R for the last one. It has some remarkably violent ends to characters.
One quick thing about that, I didn't want it to end. I was happy just continuously watching it.
You could watch this. This goes forever.
No, I don't want to, though.
Yeah, you don't want to.
What I'm saying is Scream 5 was entertaining.
Yeah, this was harmful to my health. I literally think I might have lost some of my memory.
Oh, jeez.
It was absolutely horrible. You know, actually, Sandy just put something in the chat room. She said Dee Wallace kind of resembles Betsy Palmer. That might have made sense had they done that, if they would have put her into Betsy Palmer stuff, because she does have kind of that look. But no, they just decided, well, it's Friday the 13th, except this one actor who we really wanted in the lead role. So we're going to make an exception there. Yeah.
Tim, Dee Wallace is Betsy Palmer's niece.
In real life?
Yeah.
Really?
There you go.
No, I'm full of shit.
I was about to say, I don't think I ever heard that.
Yes.
Rich is always doing this to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Bastard. All right, I'm going to go to the grading.
Oh, okay.
So,
that review is
tell me where I'm
Fanboy
going to stop.
13.
Tell me where I'm going to stop on the grading. I'm on the bottom row. Where am I going to stop?
You're going to give it a D-. You ain't going to fail it.
All right, we'll give it the old D-.
There you go. You ain't going to fail it.
Yeah, I came really close, but Dee Wallace is very good. She's a very good actress, so I can't just shit all over the thing completely as much as I want to. And I really wanted to.
I will play this segment for Kane Hodder and Larpar Lincoln at Horror Realm for you.
Okay. I think I can defend this. It really is that bad. It's wow. It's amazing. All right. So now it's time for us to go to the website. I'm hoping it came up. There we go. There's the website. And you can find us at otherworldlyculture.com. any old day and learn all about our various programs. We just got some other programs up and running. We'll be telling you about that in a second. And, come on. We also want to remind you, you can go to horrorrealmcon.com. Yeah, that got your attention, didn't it? Yeah. Horror Realm is coming in only 66 days. I wanted it to be 666.
That's terrible.
For,
I would laugh.
Yeah. Well, you almost left during the preview for, what was it, Studio 666?
Yeah, what the fuck was that? What's that all about? That's stupid. I'm not going to see that.
The Foo Fighters? Yeah, you wanted to watch it. He was like, start that movie up.
Man, the beers.
But,
Hey,
yeah,
Tim?
so, yeah.
Can you check your math on 66 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, get your act together, man.
Is that wrong?
Yeah, it's way wrong. Not even close.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 28, 34, 38 days.
Well, what? Okay, hold on. Let me
Tim,
look.
Tim.
I just noticed it's still saying November 19th up there, too.
That's not right. It's in March.
No, that's
It's in
really
March.
wrong.
It's in March.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's in March.
When
I
nobody
think
showed up
something
at March,
didn't
I
save.
wonder why.
Hold on, let me try this.
Who's that blonde right there?
There we go. That's Terry Reynolds.
Where's she from?
WWF or
Yeah.
WWE.
Oh, all right.
WWE.
I can hang with that. That guy.
She was
It's
Goldust's wife in the WWE.
Whose wife?
Goldust. Do you remember Goldust?
No.
Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, then I know who you're talking about. Yep. All right.
Okay.
Who's that? Oh, she's from Halloween. And who's this one? She's from what?
Friday the 13th. That's Laura Parr Lincoln.
Yeah.
And then we got Bailing, and then we got Amanda Bierce again.
Okay. And this is what we call the portion of the show where Jeff starts memorizing names of celebrities so he can go up to them and say hi. Yes, in fact. Yes. I know it's not November. I'll have that corrected by next time, Sandy. I do apologize. It's going to be March 4th through March 4th through the 6th. As
Well,
you
now
can
three,
see.
now three people are going to be confused about when the show takes place.
Now, well, I know that we've got a couple people that we met at the event last time. We got
Tom Savini. I met him.
You did meet him. You didn't know who it was.
He's got a koozie.
Yeah. Want to remind everybody as well that we have... That's November 2. What's going on? There we go. Dead on the Bases is coming back on Thursday.
DOTB.
Okay. And Jeff assigned me the movie Kingpin with Woody Harrelson and what was it? The uncle of Quaid that was in Scream.
Randy Quaid.
Yeah, Randy Quaid.
And Bill
He's
Murray.
in here. Bill Murray steals what there is of the movie.
It's a great
And I gave Jeff Creepshow and assured him he would not be frightened even once during the entire film.
Okay. I'm
Hey,
watching
Tim?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Could I make a request if you guys haven't already pre-scheduled? Can you, before you guys come to Horror Realm, can you give him American Werewolf in London?
Okay.
I would love to, but we didn't have that scheduled, but I can certainly get it to him.
We can figure it out.
Well, I want him to then meet David Naughton. That's why I think that at some point that should be a movie in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, it is one that I plan to give him at some point, but I didn't know at that time that David Naughton was going to be at Horror Realm.
Neither did we until 3 days ago.
It is a great movie.
Will Savini be there again this year or this week?
He'll probably show up. There's a lot of people he's close with. I haven't talked to him about being there as a guest.
I guarantee you, if he's there, I will be talking to him. It'll be the Jeff Miller show. We're gonna sit him down. We're gonna talk to Tom Savini.
Oh my
we're gonna
God.
pick his brain.
Oh my God.
Nothing more than the approach you will take with him.
Yeah, you know, Jeff, this isn't like when you do research on a guy that's done like one horror movie, okay? This is a guy that's done hundreds of horror movies.
Yep.
You can't just cram to get to know Tom Savini.
You need to look at his effects and makeup credits, not his acting credits.
All right. Solid.
I'll make it easy on you, Jeff. They're steering you down the wrong lane. Learn as much about the sport of fencing as you can and be able to hold a discussion with that. And he'll talk to you about fencing for an hour. And if somehow a sword or foil shows up, he will probably demo on you.
That actually is a good idea because you're a sports guy.
Yep. You know what? I could do that too. I mean,
yeah.
So real quick story. Hey, real quick. So I went to the premiere of a movie that Cindy Crawford was in. What was that movie? She only had one.
Yeah.
Oh,
huh?
That porno?
No, it wasn't a porno.
So she actually.
It was really bad.
Yep, it was with one of the Baldwins, and they premiered it in Milwaukee because the fund that the foundation she was working for was out of Milwaukee, and I went to it. Everybody's up there talking to her about this, that, and the other thing. But you know what?
Fair game.
12%
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Your friend here, Jeff, dug deep before I went, and I talked to her about Northwestern football because as she went to Northwestern, she loved that. She talked to me forever on that. So yeah, I can do fencing.
Awesome.
I can dig deep into fencing.
If anybody can dig deep.
You know what? I might bring a foil. I might just be like...
That's a great idea. We should probably carry lots of weapons over state lines.
The pre-COVID, a week before the lockdown horror realm that we had, he was demonstrating how to use a bullwhip in the lobby.
Really?
Yeah.
Little Indiana Jones action. I'm ready. Let's bring it on. Let's get March here. Tim, this is going to be out of hand.
It's going to be out of hand because you're coming. Yeah.
Here we freaking go.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Tom Savini, sorry. Why does he have to have his name like Ted? Just rename him Ted.
Oh my God.
All right. Anyways.
All right. Well, Adam.
Well, Ted.
Your job is going to be Tom sighting for Jeff.
He's the one who put him out last time. Him and his wife.
Yeah, they just watched you.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm handing that duty over to Bridget. She will be on Tom watch.
We'll need some sort of like signal or something that's Tom Savini.
I want my picture with him this time. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to put him on my back. So he's like, I kind
of.
He
wants his picture with you,
he
is what you keep telling me.
He probably does.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll throw on one of my t-shirts. One of our t-shirts.
All right. And anyways, you can go to Horror Realm.
Right
coming
here,
up
Horror Realm.
March.
Nope, this way.
March 4th through the 6th. Did I get it right this time?
Yes.
2020. I don't know why. I just put it on November 19th again in the damn chat room. I don't know what's going on. All right. I got some work to do.
You would think you didn't just rebuild our entire website for us and have every image available.
I don't know what you're talking about, Rich, but that's not unusual for me. All right. Well, thank you, everybody that tuned in. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you didn't enjoy the show, don't worry. Jeff isn't on every episode.
Thanks. I'll be on Thursday.
Hey, if you did enjoy the show, remember to tune in to all of our back catalog that's available on iTunes and all those great podcast catching type of programs. So, until next time, when you aim at horror, make sure you are dead on. See you next time. Okay, Jeff, it's over. You can go to sleep now. Jeff, do you know who's laughing right now?
Yes, Vincent Price.
Very good. Very good.
I know my shit.
What would you do if he came over by the table and introduced himself?
Since he's dead, it'd be very amazing. I would take a picture of him.
What he's not telling you is then he would start telling him about the website.
No, I would start talking to him about Thriller.